Hi, I'm Joe. I compose music sometimes. Today I'm sharing with you my first piece, Frosty Harbor. Before we begin, let's provide some context. It all started with me, in my room, in California, in the summer. It was a little hot. I should write some music that sounds cold. I established my first goal. I'll write music that evokes a low and chilly temperature. Side note, it turns out Robert Wells and Mel Torme had the same idea when they wrote the Christmas song. Yeah, let's write something to cool off. Great idea, let's throw around some chords. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. I feel colder already. Making something sound cold is great. But now what? Like, what instrument do I write for? Or what else do I write besides cold music? At this point in time, I played piano, the best instrument. But I want to write for more than one instrument. Then it hit me. I also play video games. The next goal was to make the piece sound like video game music. Alright, let's start. By adding on more rules and limitations to the goals, because right now they're pretty broad. I'll write music that sounds cold without using sleigh bells. I want to know how cold music works, and not just slap on a stereotypical instrument and call it a day. Also, I'll write video game music for a tutorial level. Since this is my first serious piece, why not make it the first piece you hear in a video game? So let's begin. But before we begin, we should turn the abstract goals into something more concrete. For melodic instruments, we want something high-pitched and pure-sounding to represent our snowy cold narrative. How about a flute and glockenspiel? Great, we're also gonna add some unpitched percussion, specifically the triangle, woodblock, and sandpaper blocks. Triangle is high-pitched and has a slow decay, while the woodblock is low-pitched and has a fast decay. This creates contrast. My percussion friend recommended sandpaper blocks because they are often forgotten in the auxiliary drawer, next to a broken tambourine and purple egg maracas. I thought these sandpaper blocks made a wonderfully distinct replacement for the typical sleigh bell. Take a listen. We'll also add tubular bells and a string orchestra for some stability and clarity. Tutorial level music is peppy and catchy. To check off both of these requirements, the melody is based on thirds and has a clear rhythmic repetition. Take a listen. Now for some harmony. When I was composing Frosty Harbor, I remembered something from yesterday. Wait, no, that was over 3 years ago. We were all in marching band when the director said, "Hey, this piece uses harmonic planing." Harmonic planing is when a chord uses parallel motion to move to a different set of pitches. Want the chord to go down by 2 steps? Every note goes down by 2 steps. Want to go up by 5 steps? Every note goes up by 5 steps. Want the chord to fall down the steps? You fall down the steps for disrespecting the chord! So I slapped some harmonic planing into Frosty Harbor. Take a listen. It sounds pleasant and strange, which makes sense if you're writing your first piece and you're attempting to evoke a cold video game tutorial level. Alright, we've added some substance to those abstract goals. Let's finally start composing. What am I supposed to do? This is the part where I learned the most important lesson about composing. Keep some things the same, then change some of the other things. By keeping some things the same, you are ensuring that a listener knows what's going on. By changing some things throughout, you are ensuring that a listener is excited to find out what happens next. This is how I changed the next section. The rhythm and dynamics are mostly the same, but the harmony is completely different. Everything's minor. As for Frosty Harbor's melody, it's still based on thirds, but the articulation is all topsy-turvy. Some planing chords, triangle strikes, and wildfires later, I finished my first piece. I hope you enjoy. Thank you for watching this video, and always remember, stay safe and stay hydrated.